Replacing a scooter tire isn't difficult once you understand what makes it hard. Don't give up. Let me show you a few secrets first. Most scooter tires are smaller than the rim and too stiff to stretch over it no matter how much force you apply. The bead naturally sits at the outer edge of the wheel where the diameter is largest. The first trick is to force the bead into the wheel's concave drop center. This creates just enough slack to let the other side slip over the rim more easily. To do this on both beads, my favorite method is to compress the tire with quick clamps around the valve stem, freeing both hands to pry it off with long motorcycle tire levers. I like these because the extra leverage makes the job easier and the rounded tips are less likely to pierce the inner tube. I'll link them in the description below. Start prying on the opposite side of the clamps, being careful not to stretch the bead too much. If you haven't done so already, now is a good time to remove the brake rotor. Straightening a bent rotor is far more work than taking it off. Once you've removed one side, the other comes off with much less effort, especially on older tires. This step may look difficult, but with the right technique, it's easier than it seems. I prefer working on my lap because it's more ergonomic and protects the motor cable, but makes for poor video. To mount the new tire, insert the inner tube and inflate it slightly. This will help to prevent it from twisting or being pinched against the rim later. Insert the valve stem so it faces the easiest direction to inflate once installed, depending on your scooter. Verify the tire is oriented correctly as well. The arrow should point forward when it's at the top. If there are no arrows, a V-shaped tread will usually point in the direction of travel. Apply baby powder all around. Without it, the tire won't budge because the friction between the tire and the wheel is simply too high. If you don't have any, soap also works, but not as well since it's not as slippery and evaporates quickly. Once again, compress around the valve stem so you can push both beads as far as possible into the drop center. Once one side is over the rim, it's time to mount the other. Here it's even more critical to force both beads in as you work. Depending on the shape of the wheel, you may be able to use another clamp or even a zip tie to force them in. The more slack you create, the less force you'll need to pry the tire over the rim, lowering the risk of damaging the tire or pinching the inner tube. In my experience, most other methods either take forever or don't work at all with stiff tires and inner tubes. This one eliminates the need to manually tuck in the inner tube, helping prevent punctures and avoiding problems with fitting the valve stem. By buying tires online and replacing them myself, these tools paid for themselves on their first use. The last section is the hardest. Keep working it a little at a time until all of a sudden the tension is gone. If the tire isn't seated evenly, it can cause a steering wobble. To prevent this, I inflate the tire gradually while working it around the rim. This helps the inner tube settle in place without getting pinched, seats the bead evenly, and centers the tire on the wheel. If that doesn't help, I let some air out, ride a short distance until it self-centers, then inflate it the rest of the way. If this video helped you, give it a like and check out one of these videos next.